Welcome to my hike today. I'm here at Will Rogers State Park, and it is absolutely gorgeous here. There's, of course, a lot of history. There's polo grounds here. There's stables where people keep their horses, and I'm walking on a trail that is lined with eucalyptus trees. Not difficult to breathe out of my nose today, but I hope you dress warm for our hike today because it's a little chilly for Los Angeles. It's got to be probably about 51 degrees. I know, but that's LA. With a wind chill though, 65 degrees. So I hope you brought a scarf. Let's go for a hike. My hiking buddy today is someone I used to know from the stand-up comedy world a long time ago. He's not even doing stand-up anymore. He got into acting, and he is so good. He's won so many awards over the years, over 50 awards. He's been nominated for Oscars. He's won Golden Globes. He's always winning awards. He's been in Oscar-winning movies. He's been nominated for an Oscar. You know him as a superhero. He plays a great villain, and some people know him as Michael Douglas, but you know him as Michael Keaton. You ever hiked up here in Will Rogers State Park?
I hike here. I've hiked up here for a long time. Yeah, I love it here. It's amazing when you think about what he put together here. It's extraordinary. I mean, all this. Have you ever been to Wayne Rogers Park?
Wayne Rogers Park? No.
It's smaller.
It's a water park, isn't it?
It's a water park. Yeah.
You know, Will Rogers was such a good writer. I think if there was Twitter back then, there would have been a lot of Will Rogers.
There probably would. That would probably be a perfect medium for him, actually.
Yeah.
But they'd be really good, smart. They'd be enviable tweets.
Yeah, they would have been well crafted.
Yeah.
Are you on Twitter?
Occasionally, not a lot.
Yeah.
You? I know you are.
I don't do Twitter
My kid
that much.
told me.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah, your kid is what, 34 now?
Yeah.
You guys are pretty close?
Really close, yeah.
That's great.
When he was little, we were over here all the time.
Have you ever been to Mr. Rogers Park?
Actually, I worked for Mr. Rogers. No, you did.
Yes, I did. Did you really?
I worked on in Pittsburgh when I was starting out. I was doing a play across the street. I did everything. I was driving a cab at night, blah, blah, blah. That's where his show was, and I worked on his show many, many times. I got to be friends with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And funny, and like hipper than you would think. And I know that's not a word that's generally associated with Fred.
Yeah.
But like really loved good, funny, witty things.
So he didn't always wear the cardigan sweaters.
I can't say that with any authority. I didn't follow him.
I didn't know you were that close to him. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Now you've hiked here before, so you know where you're going. I'm just following your lead.
Yeah, we want to go that way.
Okay. I'm like a dog. I'm just healing. If I get too far off, just go heel. Heel. Let me just go back a little bit.
Okay. To the car, or you mean just?
No, just in time.
Good.
In my head.
Yeah.
We have a history together, sort of.
We're going over here.
We knew each other a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
I knew of you before you knew of me because you were doing stand-up.
Right.
You started out doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
At like the Comedy Store and the Improv. Mm-hmm. You came from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Did you move out to LA to do stand-up?
I actually was going back and forth between Pittsburgh and New York because I was also acting. I was in a couple of plays, and I thought I'd move to New York and pursue that. But I was also doing stand-up at the time.
Yeah.
And I was
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I was one of the first guys to work at this club.
It wasn't a comedy club though, because there's no comedy clubs back then.
Right. There were no comedy clubs. There was what they used to call a coffee house. Guys in turtlenecks with bongo drums.
Yeah. The beatniks.
Yes, the beatniks, and no mic, no nothing. It was just a little room, and it was great actually, really, to tell you the truth. And then I'd work at this jazz club and would bomb consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going, and I remember that when I'd first seen you, I think at the Comedy Store possibly, because once I got locked into that, then I was all in for a couple of years. That's all I really wanted to do. And I wrote thinking, like probably we all did, thinking, well, if this doesn't work out, I could maybe get on a writing staff or write something for myself. Or
did you move out to LA with the intention of doing stand-up at the Comedy Store and the Improv, those places?
Yeah, well, kind of. I mean, by the time I had gone to New York. I was in New York. And the first guy I ever met, because we stood in line on open mic night out in the bitter cold, was Larry David.
No way.
Yeah. And I just thought this guy was really funny and unusual.
Yeah.
I thought he was unusual as we stood in the sidewalk. He was so kind of subtle and...
Hello, Mr. Duty. hello, Howdy Doody. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and we both got asked back our first night. But I moved out because a friend of mine, he'd gotten a job as a comedy writer, a very witty guy named Charlie Houck, called me and said, I'd sold him a couple of jokes. And he said,
$75?
no, like 20, 25.
Oh, wow. Not very good jokes.
I never thought of it. Yeah, that's probably it. So he said, you ought to think about coming out here. I said, yeah, I don't know. And I never forget the expression he used. He said, it's wide open out here. And when I think about what I was doing then, some of it was so apropos. I mean, nothing I could ever. I was never going on TV because I don't think I was ever going on TV because none of my stuff was really, I didn't think understandable really. But
It was kind of attitude. You're like ahead of your time. It was more like, it wasn't like punchlines. It was more like setting up the situation and
Yeah, I
reacting
guess.
it, you know, reliving it.
Yeah, this way or the easier way. That's what I thought.
So then you cut to like a couple years later, and I don't know if you were on our softball team or you were doing like a guest
Yes.
spot, but 10 guys from Italy
Yeah,
in the Valley.
yeah.
And I remember you,
And you're a good player.
I was okay, but you were the good player.
Why?
You came on, you were like the ringer, our ringer.
Was I too intense?
I don't remember that, but I remember
I like to win.
you pulled up almost on the field in your Porsche. And you got out.
Oh, that's
of
not
the
too
Porsche.
obnoxious.
It wasn't on the field, but it was a nice parking spot. You might have had it reserved. That might have been part of your contract with us. And then you got out and you put your glove under your arm and you must have the powder or something you put on your hands. I thought, oh, this guy's good.
You're a Jersey guy, and I'm from Pittsburgh.
Connecticut, actually, but
I thought you were from Jersey.
no, you're thinking of Bruce Springsteen.
Oh yeah.
I get confused with
minute.
him all the time.
Oh, this is a big mistake.
Sorry, you didn't want to come? Want to go back?
Wait, isn't it hiking with the boss?
So, we knew each other playing softball.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got out of stand-up comedy because you started getting film work. You got Night Shift, Beetlejuice, and you're killing it. And the next time I saw you, it was after your run in Batman.
Really?
Remember we ran into each other in Maui?
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember at the time you were tortured over whether or not you should do the next Batman.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because you'd done 2 already with Tim Burton,
Yeah.
and you thought that was enough. And I kind of sided with this. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it worked out. Otherwise, I would have
Feeling responsible?
feel really bad.
No, that was you had to roll the dice on that one. I was betting on the long game on that one. I thought, well, if I'm for real and I'm gonna ever do the things I really want to do, and truthfully, to simplify things, it just was never really that good. And Tim wasn't involved anymore, and
Yeah.
he was it. He was made that whole thing.
And you want to wear that heavy Batman suit.
Well, that's the part I miss. I was thinking of putting it on for the hype, but I thought,
Were you going on a lot of auditions as a stand-up?
yeah, but I was
Because that was the time back then when people come in and look and they're trying to cast you in
Oh,
sitcoms.
yeah, that was brutal. But I was and I wasn't. I was in an acting class for a while, and I was really still pursuing that, but doing stand-up. And I started to get a few jobs, and I thought, well, to be really, really good, for me anyway, you better choose.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is people will never know. You will, but 99% of the people in the world will never know how hard it is to get really good and to stay really good at the craft, because it's special, man. It's not like
constant.
not like anything else either. And
Yeah.
I don't think people appreciate.
Did
what
you
it
work on the
means.
road a lot at all?
Yes, but not a lot. But I did.
You ever get stage fright?
Yes, listen to this. I get it at the oddest times. You and I both did thousands, millions and millions of people in various forms,
Yeah.
shapes, ways. You pretty much had that down for the most part. It's not like you don't get butterfly. I once gave the commencement speech at a tiny, tiny little town in Montana, which was one of the really great, fun experiences of my life, honestly. The town is so small, I'm not making this up. There were 11 kids in that class in the graduate. I'm not lying. 11. I got so nervous.
8 kids graduating or 8 kids
8
total
kids
in the class?
graduating.
And they all graduated?
They all graduated in
that's
that
a good
class.
percentage.
Yeah, it is good percentage. I was so nervous. Way more nervous than I would be.
I know, why is that?
I
I'm
don't
the same
know.
way.
Yeah.
You can get up on a stage that has a microphone.
Or in front of millions of people on TV
Yeah.
and movies. Yeah, nothing.
But
Isn't that odd?
it's because you think they're going to see through you.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so yeah, or you think, geez, this really means something to these people. You feel really responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is quite narrow in here.
Yeah, it's narrow and it's frightening down here.
Yeah.
Something if we were never seen again, and somebody found this like a couple years from now.
I know.
And they found it and said, "Oh God."
And you would just be a footnote.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Nealon found with Keaton.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Also, right the last sentence. Also on the hike was Michael Keaton.
You don't have a fear of
Snakes?
stage fright when you do like a play, do you?
No. But I haven't been like in that position since I was very young.
Well, Birdman was kind of a play,
Oh, yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a play
fun.
within a movie.
Yeah, and we actually had to perform the play in front of an audience, which was really fun and exciting. But
You were great in that, man.
Oh,
I was
thanks.
so rooting for you to win the Oscar for that one.
thanks, man. That was really one of the great experiences
How
I've
great.
probably ever had.
Working with Alejandro, what's his last name?
Alejandro Iñárritu.
Iñárritu. And does he
Yeah.
have an attitude?
He's great, man. He's just great. I'm starting to, I used to joke and say, you know, the guy is so great and, you know, he's my kind of crazy. And I feel badly about saying that because he's anything but. And he's a pal,
Yeah.
but he's really great to work with. We made it through there.
Yeah, we did. That was
I got a
good.
little, were you frightened at all?
I had a little stage fright just at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see
Coming
that little
down there.
stage back there?
I didn't know that was that or the
That was a
snake you
stage.
stepped on. You saw the snake, right?
No, I didn't see the snake.
Oh, yeah.
Is there one?
Yeah. Yeah, really, I was hiking not far from there one time, many years ago. And there was a huge tarantula.
Oh, wow.
No, not kidding.
Yeah.
And
Was it that high off the ground? It was that high? That was the head? Standing up? Standing up on two legs?
No, all the way down.
You use any sleep aids?
I'm always afraid there'll be nothing, you know, nothing
Yeah.
to happen, and then it'll kick in.
Right.
It actually happened to my friend Tom Brokaw. How about that for a name drop?
Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw. Yeah. Who cannot pronounce his L. He had to show up for a show, and he thought he was taking one type of medication, and he accidentally had taken a part of the sleeping pill, and he was just gone.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
You know what he told me one time? I said, how after all those years, I mean, during those years of jumping on a plane at a moment's notice and having to fly to, you know,
Yeah.
some corner of
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam or Russia or Thailand, and then back, and then turn around and go to Spain, and then run down to that. How do you do that and stay not only healthy but focused and not totally worn out from jet lag? You know what he told me? And I'm assuming he's not lying. He said he finally figured out he'd wake up every morning and take a shower as cold as he could possibly take it. He said just turn on all the cold water every day. He said and then just tough it out.
I met Walter Cronkite
Get
at
out
a
of
Knicks
here.
basketball game once in
Really?
the VIP lounge.
Wow.
Yeah, I must have been doing a Weekend Update at the time on SNL.
Yeah.
And he came over to me. The first thing, he pulls me to the side and goes, "Hey, you want to hear a dirty joke?"
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Now
I never thought of him the same.
Jeez, that one. Did he do it well?
He did, and,
Was
and,
really
he, and
good.
he's one of those guys, after he told the joke, he looked at me right in the eyes and he was laughing like, right?
That would, if somebody said, "What's the last thing you would think would come out of
Yeah.
water Cronkite's mouth?"
Yeah.
It would be a blood test. So, you didn't bring a sandwich or anything.
You keep asking me that. I think there's a drive-through up here.
I really think we should have brought a Sherpa. You didn't like that idea?
One of the first comics I saw at the La Jolla Comedy Store in LA, I mean on the West Coast, was Kip Addotta.
Oh, Kip Addotta used to say some funny stuff.
Oh man, he was so funny. But he came out with the goofiest looking scarf, you know, in his jacket, you know, and I thought, that is such a silly, ridiculous scarf. This guy's not going to be good. And he was so funny and so good. By the end of his act, I'm thinking, I wonder where I could get a scarf like that.
You know, do you remember Franklin Ajayi?
Yes,
Franklin was the hippest.
I know. He's like a
Comic.
jazz comic.
Yes, and he and I got to be kind of pals. And anyway, he had this thing that I always thought was so hysterical, because if you remember, he'd go like minutes and minutes, and you go, yeah, I mean, I'm amused, but I don't know where this is really going. And most people just stare at him, and then he'd hit something, and everybody would fall out.
Yeah.
He had this thing. Do you remember either of those things? He says, I just came back. He was real slow. I just came back from Hawaii. And let it sit there for a while. He goes, you know, you come back from Hawaii, and get all caught up in being in a line and buy a shirt. Then about halfway home on the plane, you kind of go, and all he would do is go, you kind of go, you sort of look at your shirt. I mean, he did it so well. And I don't think he even had a punchline. He would just look at his shirt.
I know.
Oh,
the take,
man.
the long take.
Yeah, he was hipper than hip.
He was, man. True or false? Your name is not really Michael Keaton.
True.
Your real name is Dwight Eisenhower. And you changed it to Michael Keaton because there was another Dwight Eisenhower.
Dwight Eisenhower. I don't know if people are familiar with him. My name is Michael Douglas, and there was Michael Douglas, and then there was Mike Douglas. Remember the Mike Douglas show?
That's right. Did his show.
The Mike Douglas show. How odd was that? My friend Charlie actually said this joke, and he'd do the warm up to the sitcom he was working on, and he'd have somebody in the audience. He'd put somebody in the audience to stand up and say, before the show would come on that he was writing for, he'd do the warm up and he'd have a guy come and say, yeah, I have a question. And he'd say, yeah, what is it? He said, will they get this in Cleveland? He said, well, they'll see it in Cleveland.
You a coffee guy?
I am a coffee guy, yeah.
First thing in the morning, you gotta have your cup of coffee?
Yeah. First
Black?
thing in the morning. No, I now had a, what do you call it? A thing that whips your cream or milk or half and half.
Wife?
No, you know,
I hope you guys had a good hike. I hope you were warm enough. We were hiking with Batman. We were hiking with Birdman. We were hiking with Beetlejuice. And we were hiking with the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming. Quite an afternoon. I'm gonna give you 200 honorary steps today for this hike. Those are superhero steps right there. But I'm gonna take away some villain steps, 10,000. So you do the math. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you next time.